Okay, another day, another dollar. We are now on day 3. And wow, I'm excited for this because the last 2 days, we haven't necessarily seen results for the input we've been putting in. And this is because it's not really output heavy tasks. It's more so laying the foundations for us to crush it. But really from this video onwards, everything we do is input output focused. So let's get into this right now. And before we start, like I always do, let's give a quick recap. And if you haven't watched the previous 2 videos, I strongly suggest you watching them, because in the first video, I show you how to build an AI content agency offer, which actually converts, not just some commoditized one where people are just going to lowball you each time. And in the second video, what I show you is how to set up an Instagram account that's not going to get banned, people aren't going to view you as a scammer, and how to actually attract people who generally care about you. But anyway, now that we've done this recap, let's continue. So as you can see here, we made our IG account, we did the setup, and then we also posted some lifestyle content. So I'm hoping you guys have done your homework, because if you have, you would have posted your first ever video, and you would have also been grinding, like I said, when it comes to the social proof, the story highlights. So I'm assuming you've done it. You know, at the end of the day, you're only cheating yourself, and that's why I'm setting you homework, because I want you to win. I want you to watch these videos and generally crush it, but I need you to be able to put in the work and do the homework I give you. So I'm assuming that this has been done. Now let's go on to creating content that actually converts, because you've already crushed it, right? When it comes to your lifestyle content, we said we don't want to post a bunch of lifestyle, like maybe free, and then value, like lifestyle, we want to intertwine them, just so our account looks more normal and natural. And when it does come to us creating content, a lot of people typically scratch their head, and this used to be me, right? I was always wondering what type of content to make. I was looking at the people in the more viral business space, maybe like Ayman Gadzi as an example, and I was looking at him and I was being like, let's go and copy his content. But the issue I had was his content was far too broad, and it didn't just speak to my dream client who I was trying to serve. And you know, with my offer now, we're trying to help business owners, personal brand owners who want to have a content engine, who want to scale without really spending much time on content. So me making extremely broad content wouldn't work. And this is why these 3 categories I've given you here are really going to allow you to pinpoint on whichever niche you want to focus. So first and foremost, we have pain points. Understanding exactly what your dream client's facing. What's stopping them going from where they are now to where they want to be. Next, we have objections. So when I say objections is, what limiting beliefs, what current mindset does your dream client have, which is just stopping them from working with you? Perhaps they think content is commoditized, they don't think it's going to work for their niche. You know, I've seen a lot of objections with people being like, you don't understand my niche. No one watches content. You know, we do everything through emails. We do everything through 2 to 3 sales calls. No one's going to be interested in my content. They're prime examples of objections. And then finally, after this, we have competitors. I'm a very big advocate of understanding what's working in your current industry, looking at your top performing competitors, and really being like, okay, you're doing very well on this. Instead of me trying to start from completely scratch, why don't I take what's already working for you and improve on it? There's a very good quote by Steve Jobs on this, actually. I'll show you it now. Here it is. Good artists copy, great artists steal. One of the smartest people of our generation made Apple what it is. He said this, right? And he's created things like the iPod, iPhone, iPad. You need to look at these great people and be like, they're not putting in extra effort. And that's why we're using this method of just understanding what's working for our competitors. And before I show you some examples, right, because what I've actually done to make it easier for you when it comes to pain point content and objection content, I've listed some out. I need you to understand that I've given you very broad examples. So if you are following my offer and you are keeping things broad, then perfect, you can just use these, right? But if you are going more niche focused, let's say fitness niche, HVAC niche, whatever it is, I would strongly suggest, just so you get better conversion, better nurturing, that you take my ideas as a baseline and then you further dig deeper, further understand how this links to that pain point, if it's applicable, because then the prospect's going to feel like you're more strongly speaking towards them, and it's going to help for far greater conversion. But anyway, let me show you some potential pain points that you could create content on. I'm struggling to close sales calls. So you may be scratching your head and being like, what on earth has this got to do with content? What you could do from here as an example is, you could show a content funnel being like, by you creating content which already solves your dream client's pain points and objections before they hop on a call with you, they're already nurtured, They're not going to throw any objections at you like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work or anything, because you have already solved this with your content. So you could say how you could potentially go from a 30% close rate to a 60% close rate from using a simple strategy of content that solves any objections, any pain points your dream client has. Next, I keep attracting low quality leads. You can link this to content by saying how you need a better call out. Perhaps you only want to work with people making a minimum of $10,000 per month. Let's say HVAC business owners making a minimum of $10,000 a month profit. You could do that in your hook. If you're a HVAC business owner making at least $10,000 profit per month, then this is the easiest way for you to scale from 6 figures all the way to 7 figures. You see what I'm showing here? We're already adding some level of data validation. We're ensuring that people lower who potentially couldn't afford our service or just aren't really a good fit for what we're offering, they're being removed by calling it out straight away that this video is not for them. Next, I'm struggling to close sales calls. Well, I did a typo right here, so that's just going to link back to this one. Next, I'm not seen as an authority figure to potential clients. Once again, you could create content which solves this. If you want to be the face of your niche, then you need to do these two things. And then you show them, right? You're calling out that problem straight away, so that pain, and then you're going to be solving it. Next, I'm too busy to post. If you are struggling to find time to create content, you're scratching your head, you don't really understand what ideas to make content about, then you need to do this. That's even a potential for me to do a Fusion AI one. And next, I don't have a big following. Content is pointless. A great example what we actually did. I understand that some of you watching may not have testimonials, right? But one of the best things we did was, if you think you need tons of followers to make money from content, then you're wrong. My client Nick just made multi-six figures with us with only 2,000 followers. So that's kind of an example of what we did. We're solving their pain point, and you could also argue that it's in some sense addressing their objection that, I don't have enough followers, right? So we're really killing two birds with one stone. Anyway, let's now go down to objections. I need results now, content takes too long. So in this sense, you could argue being like, okay, views are going to take longer for you to get, like followers, etc. But you using content right now to be able to nurture and help close existing prospects within your pipeline, that's not going to take any time. You simply need to film a video which solves their pain points, addresses their objections, send it over to them. From here, they're going to be nurtured because they're in your content ecosystem. Then they're going to hop on a call with you, already pre-sold and wanting to buy from you because you've made it so unreasonable from your content. You see what I mean? How we're addressing that, and we're really going about combating it. You could even add on the end saying, and whilst all that's happening, in the background, you're starting to build up a loyal audience, increasing your views. Next, what makes you different from all the other content services out there? So this is the reason I added this, right, is because it was one of the main objections I faced all the time. People were always coming to me and saying like, Joseph, I just had someone pitch me the exact same offer as you. They were a few $1,000s cheaper. In fact, they were $500 a month. You're charging me $3,500. What on earth is going to be the difference, right? So I made videos on it. In-house editor versus content agency. Because a lot of the time, what I had, right, was when I was pitching prospects, they were like, oh, someone's gone to me and offered me to do all of this, editing, script writing, social media management. And my argument within this video is they're a one-man band. They're doing everything on their own. What happens if they're too busy? They try and take on new clients because you're not paying them enough. You're only paying them $500 a month. Realistically, they need 3-4 more clients to be able to survive. They're spread too thin. They're not going to be able to deliver the best possible output for you. They're going to be rushing. As opposed to me, I have a whole entire team behind me. And now you have AI, right, which is going to help you even more. But as you can see, this is just the videos I made really addressing this. And I know this is a YouTube video right here and what we're just making for now, because I'm going to be honest, we don't need to spend too much time in the early stages on YouTube. It's still going to have the same effect. YouTube, as you further scale, it is better when it comes to addressing objections. But just to get our first 2 to 3 clients, it doesn't matter too much. But later in the series, I am going to be showing you how we can set up and optimize for YouTube. Next, my business is different. Prospects won't watch my videos. I actually mentioned this objection earlier. So what I typically did in this section, right, I just found case studies on it. I found people already crushing it in their niche. The main type of people who would object that are typically like business services when it comes to plumbing, HVAC, etc. Just because they're typically used to relying on word of mouth, knocking on doors, etc. So it's not necessarily that they don't think it would work, it's more just that limiting belief. They're worried to be on camera. So by you knocking it down and just showing people who are really crushing it in their niche and basically presenting the argument that he's doing it, he's actually spending less time creating content than knocking on doors or begging people for referrals, so he has a better quality of life, higher profit margins, and has more time so he can do other things besides work. That is really how you overcome an objection like that. Next, creating content will bring more work for me than results. That's a very big one as well, and I got all the time. So it is your job within this to really present to the prospects that you handle absolutely everything for them. All they're doing is they're simply just picking up their phone, reading the script that you made for them, and then sending the video because you're handling everything else for them. So by you presenting it in such a way that it's going to take literally no amount of time, and the benefits versus the negatives are such a greater upside, you're further just enforcing how unreasonable it would be for them not to work with you. And in a situation like that, you want to be very outcome focused, right? You want to say, John, by you spending 20, 30 minutes a week creating content that solves your dream client's pains, shows your amazing work, you're further nurturing people, you're bringing people into your ecosystem who are being nurtured 24/7 on autopilot by them watching your content, so you don't constantly need to be typing as your content's doing the work. So you're actually going to be spending less time. Do you see what I mean? You're coming from a more outcome, beneficial focused area. Okay, next we have, my offer is high ticket. People don't make those decisions from content alone. This is actually, literally, I wrote this word for word. This is the exact objection I got from someone who ran a sales mastermind. It was pretty expensive, right? He charged $25,000 for a year, so I understand why he had that objection. But I thought that was crazy when I heard it. So he runs a sales mastermind. I was like, that is the absolute perfect opportunity for you to create content where you do sales role plays. You show people sales strategies. You've really showed to your audience that you are the face of sales. You know the most. You're the best. You can get people the best results by you creating content that shows strategies which no one else really knows of or is posting about. You further just positioned yourself as the face. So that's how I got around that argument. And then finally, this I purposely equipped as one just because to get started, we are going to be doing cold DMs. If content works so well, why are you cold DMing me? I guarantee you, you will get this. So you're going to want to pay attention to this. In a situation like this, we're going to make a video preparing for it, and we're going to be walking them through a funnel, and it's going to be something like this. John, I just want you to watch a few videos within our Instagram so you can really understand how our strategy works and if we can help you. Does that sound fair? Typically, they're going to be like, yeah, whatever. And then they'll check it out. And then from there, you can further nurture them. So you want to, in this situation, you want to come so more from the position that you don't typically cold DM. You just saw their account and you were like, wow, I can't risk waiting for you to find me. I need to go to you right now. That's like the best way to go about it. Awesome. And then finally, we have competitors. So we've now covered objections and pain points. So we already have a lot of content we could be making. And I'll show you how we can do this in a second. But like I said, in case we don't want to start from scratch, which is typically the best thing to do, we can look at competitors. The reason I love competitors so much is because we already have proof of concept right on what's working and what's not from copying these guys. And that is why it is so amazing. So here's some of the best ones that I found, especially when it comes to content strategy. Let's start off with Devin Javo. So we'll click onto his account now. Okay, perfect. Ooh, the Instagram's blowing up. Nah, I'm joking. Okay, cool. So we're on it. And then we can just look through his videos and see if we can find any potential ones we would like. Let's see this one.
Why the fuck would you ever put your call to action at the end of your videos? Stop it. If you put your call to action at the end, then you're signaling to everyone that your video has no more value and that they should scroll. So no one actually ends up seeing it and you ruin your fucking watch time. But you also never put it at the beginning because you haven't given your viewer any value yet. So why the fuck would they save this video when there's nothing to save? So if it's not at the beginning or the end, then where should you place it? Have you ever watched a Marvel movie and noticed that nobody leaves whenever the credits start? You always stick around because you know that there's a little bit of movie left. And that is exactly what you're supposed to do with your CTA. You always put your CTA on the second to last step. So if your video has 5 steps, do not put...
So this is a great example of a video we could definitely use, take the script and structure of it and improve it and make it more tailored to us. just because we can kind of change the position and more so to how it's going to help you get more leads and how it's going to be better conversions. Because if you can optimize a CTA, so what you want the person to do next after watching your video, you're really going to crush it. So this is a very good example. And what I'm actually going to do for us, just so I think I am going to use this one, I'm going to save it right here. So let's just get it saved just so we can refer to it later. And let's see if he has any more content. If not, we'll go look at a few other competitors. For now, just whilst we're starting off, I would strongly suggest staying away from like words like viral hooks, etc., or viral content strategy, just because, well, you may have a viral video. If you do, you can get away with it. But if you don't yet, it's just like, it's not the best thing to do because you have no proof of concept and people are just going to be like, oh, you're a poser and you're lying. So you're actually doing more damage. So we want to stay away from anything where we would say at the start of our video, do this to go viral. Plus it doesn't even tie into our offer. So it wouldn't even make sense to. But let's look at this guy. I really, really enjoy his content. Like I don't personally watch the other guy, but I actually watch him. So there is one video I did want to pick, and I believe it's this one.
But your videos aren't getting views because your storytelling sucks. In the past 15 months, I repeated the same exact storytelling template in every single one of my videos. And in the past 15 months, I've grown from 50,000 to 350,000 followers. Now, I used to think, oh, storytelling's so fucking complicated, I don't even want to think about it. So I made a template that even a 5-year-old could use in the next 60 seconds to understand storytelling. Then I sold it to a bunch of creators who also went viral with it. So here is the storytelling framework. Comment story if you want the full thing. Starting off with a relatable hook, here's an example. The past month, I have been...
Okay, I'm going to stop it here just because I don't want it to play for a whole minute, but this is definitely one so we could do. So we could show our viewers, right, that people were trying to solve the pain for that. Adding some sort of storytelling within pain point videos they're trying to solve could be really, really good. So once again, we're solving a pain point. They're not getting enough retention. They can use this framework within their videos to further increase the retention. So let's just get this saved here. Awesome. And then the final person we have, I actually added this for anyone who decided to go ahead in the fitness niche. His content's very, very fitness focused, not on like a sense of like weightlifting or anything, but in just who he's serving. And I do want to just show you an example, just because he is someone you can definitely take inspiration from. So let's see this one.
Times a week should I train glutes for glute growth?
So you got to understand that the hook is the first 3 seconds of the video. If you don't grab my attention in the first 3 seconds, I'm going to scroll. So I would have scrolled from this video if I was trying to train my glutes.
So he's a fitness coach. So he helps like PTs, I guess you would say, grow their account. And this is a really, really awesome content framework he's using, right? He's essentially reviewing people's content and being like, oh, you did good on this. You didn't do good on this. And, you know, he's making it very, very, very value-driven. He's solving people's pain points of not getting enough views, not achieving their content goals. So this is definitely a form of content we could look to do later on. But for now, we'll skip it out. I just wanted to show that just because when I was making this Mario board, he happened to come along and I was just thought of any potential person who could be in the fitness niche. So I'd definitely check him out. Even if you're not in the fitness niche, he is a prime example of someone who helps people better their social media accounts, and you could definitely take a lot of inspiration from his content. Okay, amazing. So now that we have all of this sorted, which I'm happy about, we're gonna aim to make 4 videos. And in order for us to do this, we need to pinpoint the 4 videos we want to go ahead with. So let's take a look here. And I'm gonna just make a prediction on the pain points and objections I believe are going to be most valuable for us to create content on. So first and foremost, I would like to say I don't have a big following. Content is pointless. So we're going to go ahead with this one. So let's just drag this bad boy all the way over here. And let's keep looking what else there is. Next, I'm too busy to post. To be honest, we may go over 4 and that's okay. We put in the work now, we get better results. So let's just keep adding the ones we think could be good. I keep attracting low leads. Okay, I'm then going to do the sales call one. Creating content will bring more. Yep, this one. If content works so well, why you cold DMing me? And then we'll also do those videos. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6 right now. We may film them all in this setting, or we may do some later on. Because remember, just for this episode 3, we're not just creating content once and never touching it again. This is like a grind. This is a hustle. So we got to stay on it. But anyway, what we're going to do to be able to create in this content is using Fusion AI. If you haven't already, simply go to the link below and sign up for Fusion AI. It is the easiest way for you to be able to create content. It's an all-in-one AI content system. But anyway, let me just show you how it works now. Okay, we are now on Fusion AI. And as you can see here, we have three options: script writer, competitor hub, editor. For now, let's just strictly focus on a script writer. So let's navigate to this bad boy. And as you can see here, I actually use my tools, which is a very good thing, unlike other people. But yeah, so we have short form or long form content for us to pick from. Essentially, the reason there's two is because the AI is prompted specifically for your desired outcome. So if you go ahead with short form, it's going to be trained on, a countless number of Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikToks, as opposed to long form content where it's more so trained on just YouTube videos. And obviously we're going to be doing short form content. So let's look in on this. Okay, amazing. So we're now on it. If you look to where it shows video research, this is where I was on about, where we can literally paste in Instagram videos or YouTube videos, and it's going to take the best parts of it, the insights, and use it within our scripts. So of course we'll be doing that in a second. In fact, we might as well start off with it. But before we do this, we need to go over to the knowledge base. So what we can do on the knowledge base is, just to make our scripts 10 times better, let's say we're breaking down a really, really specific strategy, right? Like a framework, a cold DM strategy, a content strategy, and we wanted the AI to be able to refer to it, extract all the key parts from it. We would type this in to the knowledge base, just so when it's breaking down the strategy, it's the best script ever. What we're also going to do is, we also need to make a new brand voice. So as you can see here, we have the options to add brand voices. So when I say a brand voice, this is going to really ensure that the script's generated in a way which actually sounds like you. And of course, when you have clients, you can add as many brand voices as you want, which is going to be extremely, extremely helpful. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's go over to create brand voice. I already have one here. You can add countless numbers, but this one was just an example I was doing for a product tour today. Let's press add new brand voice, and let's just name it my brand voice, and then we're going to write our brand voice. If you want to, you can also use some templates we've made, but just to prepare for this video, I've actually made a brand voice for myself. So as you can see here, so I'm simply just going to paste it in. So cool personality, so someone who's engaging, captivates the audience. Fingers crossed I do that for you guys. Delivers value, respects the audience time, and is never cringe. Uses real grounded language, avoids phrases like, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I mean, I sometimes say that, but it's not very suited for short form video, right? So let's go and paste this in. Awesome, so we have it all here, and then simply all we're going to do is press save. So we're now in a great position. So let's go back to our script, and then we can start cooking. What we can also do, we may do this in a bit actually. I may paste in some of the non-competitive video ideas we have, paste it into the ideas tab, and see if they can create something better. But for now, let's strictly just use one of our competitors. So let's use Mino Lease to start with. All we're going to do is paste in this URL right here, and then we're going to press /, and we're going to start prompting it. Whoops, we first need to select my brand voice. Okay, so this is what I've written. Using the description structure and insights from this video, provide the storytelling framework, but in a way that is more action-driven and with a different video angle. So when I say different video angle, I instead want the hook of the video to call out this pain. If you're a business owner struggling to retain viewers on your content, then you need to use this framework. Please ensure the video is very engaging and keeps people using. So if you want to use a competitor's video, you simply tick this and then let's start generating. So all it's going to do is analyze this video, understand the best parts about it, and just make us something a billion times better. So let's go check it out. Okay, amazing, we have it, and I'm like, wow, this is insanely good. So let's look through it. If you're a business owner struggling to retain viewers on your content, then you need to see this. So it's literally taken what I've given and just made it a billion times better. Setup, here's the secret. Effective storytelling is not just an art. It's a strategic framework that skyrockets viewer engagement. I'm sharing a 60-second version that can refine your entire content game. And this is what we're just using for us, and we're making it like that. Imagine once you're delivering for clients. Okay, so step one, relatable hook. Use an opening line that instantly connects with your audience pains or desires. Example, lately, keep in mind clients engaged felt like chasing shadows, but then I stumbled upon this. 2, backstory. Be specific and vulnerable. Share numbers, dates, and conflicts that show your journey as a business owner. Example, last year, I set a bold target to double customer retention despite constant distractions and shrinking budget. Step 3, breaking point. Describe the pivotal moment. Example, The breakthrough came when a simple shift in my story, style tripled my views overnight. And as you can see, no work involved. We haven't even needed to provide to the knowledge base the framework, because it literally just took it from Mino's video, so it saved us so much time. And then CTA, curious to unlock your storytelling potential, follow or comment teach me for a deeper dive. And then we even have our video descriptions we can use. This is insanely good. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to save it. So thankfully it's going to auto save, so we can use that for one of our videos. But let's go ahead and script another one. Okay, so remember we're going to be using the CTA one again, but of course, instead, what we need to do, right, we just need to better tailor it towards our ideal avatars. Nice, nice, nice. Our brand voice is selected. I still can't get over just how quick it is to make these scripts. So because look, what we can actually do is, if we go to here, right, one of the pain points is their content not converting. So we can actually tailor this towards their content not converting by showing them the best place to put a CTA for their content to be able to take them from middle of funnel to bottom of funnel, where the viewer perhaps books a call with them or just takes the next step of action. So that is tailored towards business owners who are awesome. So we're ready to go ahead. Hopefully you've seen what I've written out. And the reason I love just using competitors' videos so much is because it just saves me so much time. And we have proof of concept that this type of video strategy already works. As you can see, this got 7,000 likes, 200,000 views, right? Proof of concept straight away that it actually works and it converts. So I'm not having to worry being like, no one actually cares about this. And I save time, not even need to fill out the knowledge base. So let's get this generated. Okay, let's review it. Are you frustrated pouring effort into content that just doesn't convert? Let's fix it. What we could even do is just change it up a bit more. And I forgot to show you, if we just want to change something, all we need to do is press Command K and just highlight the change. But this is a pretty simple one, so we could just say, awesome, so here's the deal. If you're sticking to your call to action right at the end, you're losing your audience before they even hear it. Why? Because viewers see it as the end and it sees as time to scroll. But no, putting it at the start doesn't work either. You haven't shown them anything valuable, so why would they take action? Example, imagine watching a thriller movie. You stay glued right into the end because you don't want to miss. Devin didn't even say this. It literally is taking a whole different example. Step 1, deliver content up front. With your CTA somewhere in the journey. Place it just before you drop something even more valuable. They're saying you've got 5 steps in your content. Place your CTA step 4 just before the final golden nugget. Why? Your viewers are now eager to see what's next and the last value bomb. Okay, this is good. With your CTA, we could even add something like, as it helped me achieve results, or help client achieve result. This is a great way, something we actually use, right? If I want someone to stay to the end, I will always be like, and the last point helped Nick make multi-6 figures with us, Christian do this. It's just going to really help force people to stay to the end. And if we can nudge that CTA somewhere in place, it's going to work really, really well. Okay, so give this method a try. Awesome, so we're also going to use this. So far we have 2 nice scripts. Let's go ahead and really just look at some of the other pain points we can solve. So I don't have a big following. Content is pointless. To be honest, I quite like this one, so let's go ahead with it. Whenever it comes to writing a script, if you can find a competitor who's already made it already and it's very good and it's performing, it's always the best way to go, just because you don't need to put in as much effort, you don't need to start from scratch, because on anyone like our platform, Fusion AI, so many other ones. If you just build something, if you just write in a prompt without guidance from competitor videos, you're never really going to get the result you want first or second try. It may take 2 to 3 prompts, which is far too long for us, right? So this is why we're going to see if we can find one. And we're just going to type in this keyword into YouTube. Okay, so what we're going to do is, just because we can't find one, let's go to Fusion AI, let's get up a new script, and then let's go into generate ideas and say, okay, so quality of content, the true value of engagement, the myth of follower count, what really matters, targeted content could probably be a better route for us to go about. And what we can actually do is, when we find a video idea which we actually like and resonate with, so we don't have to write a prompt from scratch, we're simply going to press it, so boom, and then Fusion AI is going to write a prompt out for us. I'm likely going to change it a tiny bit just so it's really tailored more towards my goals, but it's already given me a better direction. And what we can even do is, okay, so it's just made, but before we read that, that's actually given me an idea. Let's type into YouTube targeted content, why it's better. and see if it comes up with anything we can use for guidance. Okay, so once again I looked, and to be honest, I can't really find anything. It just shows how far ahead, we are, you guys watching this, because not many people know the strategy, but the ones who do, they're printing cash. So let's go back to it and read what Fusion AI does. So write a short form video aimed at educating content creators on the benefits of producing niche specific content. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. I'm actually quite impressed. So let's press / and then we're just going to go through it one by one to do it. Write a short form script aimed at educating content creators. So we've got to firstly change this to business owners, and I'm just going to delete these actually and say, you see what I mean? This is why it's so much better if you can just using a competitor's video. It's just so much quicker. Write and engaging, but I want to show you both ends just so you always have this within your arsenal. Write an engaging script about why business owners. Amazing, so we've got it all sorted. Now let's press enter and generate the script. This is why I try and get the least amount of views possible. Pretty good hook. First thing, everyone's racing to go viral, right? It sounds exactly like me. I always say right. But chasing viral trend like it's a pot of gold can leave you with a huge audience that never really engages or buys. Okay, I'm liking this. The key is niching down. When you create content that speaks directly to your dream clients, pains and objections, awesome. So what I would actually like to probably add here is some sort of actionable insight. Personally for me is I'm pretty happy with this structure. When I'm actually filming this, I will be able to expand on it. But, for yourself, simply you would just press Command K and then you could just say, further make this more actionable and give an example, right? But for me, I kind of just like it like this. Finally focus on crafting videos that address problems. Awesome, so go ahead. This is pretty good. So far we've made 3 videos, which are just wow, absolutely insane. So we'll go ahead and we'll make one more video now, just so you can really understand the whole entire process we go about and really how easy it is for us to create content. Okay, perfect. So for our last video, what we're going to be focusing on is struggling to close sales, right? And we're going to be showing someone how they can do that when it comes to content. And a really cool thing about Fusion AI is even if you're making short form content, you can still paste in a YouTube video and it will just repurpose it into a short form one, or vice versa. And a person who, in my opinion, I actually watch him on the side because I really love his content. His name's Ravi, and he does a really great video, right? Showing how you can create content which is actually going to convert people into buyers. So simply what I'm going to do is just paste in that video link. So let's just go off here because we've already made that script, paste it in, and all I'm going to say in this situation is, as you can see, this is why I love competitive videos so much more, because our prompt just needs to be so much smaller. We don't even need to add things to the knowledge base. I mean, for the one without a competitive video, we didn't. We could, it really depends on your preferences. I personally would add to the knowledge base, so just because it's going to make that script just better. But I know we didn't. Anyway, so using the insights and script and structure from this video. Okay, perfect. Let's get this generated. And once again, it has done it. If your close rate is under 50%, then boy, you need to do this. To boost your sales, focus on creating niche-specific content, so further ties into what we're saying. Here's the secret. Start by understanding what truly resonates with your target audience. Create a unified message across all platforms. Focus on building Wow, this is once again good, and I just can't. I know I said it about 1 million times now, but I just love competitive videos. It just saves me so much time. And of course, if I want to, I can simply just press Command K and make any changes I want. It is great, and it actually helps my content be so much better. It is just generally a lifesaver. But yeah, this video my plan was actually to show the editing part in this video as well, and the filming part, how we can set up and film the content. But I don't want to potentially lose your interest without it. 40 minutes is actually a pretty long time when it comes to learning all this new information. So I'm going to end this video here, but stop. You thought we were going to end it before I gave homework? Not a chance. We're going to give some homework. And for the homework, I want you to create 4 all the way to 6 scripts using competitors' videos, pain point videos, objection videos, using Fusion AI, right? If you haven't got Fusion AI yet, just go to the description below. I'm sure you'll see it there. And yes, I'm very excited to see you in the next video where Wow, this is the part where it gets really fun running an agency. Like I said at the start, it's because the input you're actually doing, you see an output. We haven't necessarily seen it in what we're previously doing, but we're seeing a lot of things come into fruition now, and it is very, very exciting. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe so we can grow the series, get it out to as many people as possible. You know, I know you may hear that and be like, I don't want many people to know about this business model. Once again, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, this series could go viral. If you're not going to put in the work, then you're not going to win. So don't worry about competitors at all. I believe in you. I know you're going to crush it. And yeah, I'm excited to see you in the next video with those scripts. You know, I'm telling you, with those scripts. And yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.